Hey, what's up guys? EVer94 back with another action figure review. Today we are looking at the Bandai Tamashii Nations SH Figuarts Arts Remix. This is Blastoise. Well, at the front of the box we have Blastoise, little image on the right and the figure on the left side there. On the left side of the box we have a Pokeball there. The other side shows half of his body in SH Figuarts, and then the back side shows some of the figure poses and accessories that he comes with. Alright, so here we have our Blastoise out of the box, and he comes packaged in just like this. We have an alternate head, so if anyone has been collecting Pokemon figure arts since the beginning, they used to be called D Arts. Now they changed it, they combined it all into just SH Figuarts. They got rid of the D Arts name, and they've been slowly re-releasing all of their D Arts. So they re-released Mewtwo, they re-released Charizard a while ago. He was actually the first re-release into the SH Figuarts line. Now they're doing Blastoise. Venusaur is probably coming up next. But I'm hoping they do make some new Pokemon characters. Hopefully this is just their way of testing the waters again to see if people still want this to be a thing. And if these re-releases are successful, then I believe that we will get some new Pokemon characters for SH Figuarts. I mean, I believe this line could be as big as the Dragon Ball Z line. I mean, it's Pokemon and SH Figuarts, so it should be doing well, but who knows what the market is looking like for Pokemon figures out there now. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's focus on the figure. So compared to the D Arts one, right off the bat, I know that we get an extra head here. So the head attached to him now is actually different. He's looking to the side. As you see, his eyes are not straight forward, and that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, what the heck? He only looks forward, and then I didn't look quick enough, because then I saw the alternate head that he does come with, and he does look forward on this one. If I could get it to focus, there you go. So we have that, and they both do have articulated jaws, which is great. So that's awesome. And then we have the cannon blast, or the water effects here. So that's always good. And that's it. Very minimal when it comes to accessories, you know, especially if you're a veteran SH Figuarts collector for like Star Wars and Marvel and Dragon Ball Z. You're used to getting a ton of accessories. So when you see these little things here, it's a little bit underwhelming, but it's okay. If anything, I probably would have preferred maybe some more water effects. So taking a closer look at Blastoise, we can see the paint and the very simple sculpt. That's the beauty of Pokemon and cartoon figures. Very simple when it comes to the sculpt. And of course, Pokemon are very difficult to articulate, so we're not gonna get the articulation that we're used to when it comes to like human figures. That's to be expected. I'm not coming into this expecting, you know, double jointed knees and stuff like that, because he's got short stubby arms, short stubby legs. You're not really gonna get double jointed articulation in, you know, in the knee or the elbows there. But we do get some articulation on the figure where they can put it in or where they can fit it in, and I appreciate that a lot. First and foremost, the head, you can move it left and right. If you go too far, as you see, it does pop off, so that might get a little annoying, but it's on a ball joint, so it's very simple. It just goes right back in. So left and right, as you see, I mean, the slightest force to the right makes that pop off. And, you know, anywhere, I guess, down or side to side or up, so it could get annoying for some of you guys. So the arm is very weird, you know, if you can kind of move it forward and back, in and out. It's hard to tell what's here. You can swivel the arm too, but as you saw, if you go too far, it will pop off. We do get, I guess you can say it's a single jointed elbow. So it's very weird, you know, since it is short and stubby. There's a wrist swivel, and then the little claws do articulate. They move around, you know, you're not going to do much there, but cannons do move around. The back cover piece does move around too. That goes for both. So the legs are very, of course, limited. You can swivel the leg, you can move it forward and back slightly, you can hear it squeak. In and out very, very slightly as well. The ankle will rock left and right, it'll swivel. The toe claws will move around too. So that's, I mean, that's pretty much it. You're really not gonna get him into crazy poses because it's just, you know, you can't. All right, and there he is with his other head on. So I did want to put that on so you guys can see. And that's cool. I do like that they did include an extra head. A little bit of an extra piece for those that did get the original release. And then we're going to go ahead and put the cannons on, or the water effects onto the cannons. And this is where it gets a little heavy, or top heavy, or back heavy, however you want to say it. So you just got to do a little bit of balancing with the figure to get him to stand with these things, because he will fall forward. But you can get him to stand. That's not a great pose because one cannon's going to the side. But yeah, you can get him to stand. It's just going to be very, very difficult, and you got to be a little patient with the figure too. Just play with it around the most you can and see what you can do to get him to stand with the cannons going forward. There you go. That's not too bad. I mean, I'm not trying to do nothing crazy. I'm just trying to get him to get balance there. One thing I do notice, because the head doesn't really move down too much, if you just pose him normally, he kind of just looks up. So if you want him kind of looking directly at you, I just had him stand on that rock. Because if not, he just kind of leans back a little bit. So you definitely got to play around with the figure to get him to some natural looking poses. Alright, and here we have our comparison. So on the left side we have the SH Figuarts, the new release, and on the right side we have the original D-Arts version. And there are some differences I didn't really realize, but overall the sculpt is the same 100%, but well, not 100%, let's say 95%. The 5% goes to the toes. We have one big toe and one little toe, and that's it. So it's two toes or two claws, I don't know how you want to call that, for the foot. And then they added a third here, so they got rid of that big one. So the entire foot's a different sculpt completely, with different pieces of plastic there. And then they actually added teeth onto this one. So they both open their mouths, but this one does not have any of the teeth or tooth that the new one has. I'm not sure if that has to do with accuracy or not, but again, let's take a look at the new head and look at the teeth that they added in there. So I do like the teeth. That's a nice little add-on for the new version. Now for the original, I actually do like the paint job on the original. We have a little bit of line work or shading on the line for the original, and I like the blue for some reason on the original one as well. So in terms of paint color, I like the original, but when it comes to the I guess the added details like the teeth, I do like that on the new one, so that's cool. And then there's a good shot at them too right there. So another thing that changed, they did add the or they did have the effects on the original release, but they were white color, like just I guess regular clear water color. And this time they kind of, well, I don't know why it's not focusing. This time they kind of just animated it and made it blue. So obviously in the cartoon it comes out blue, not clear. So I don't know, pick your favorite, or pick your choice or your preference here in which you prefer. But they both are the same sculpt, and they both fit into those cannons on his shoulders. Speaking of cannons on shoulders, I always found it interesting how Blastoise had cannons on his shoulders. Where did the cannons come from? It's like he's half creature, half robot, I don't know, or machine. Anyways, let's carry on. Next up we have Mewtwo. So this is the SH Figuarts re-release. This is not the D-Arts version. I didn't get the D-Arts version, so or I missed out on it, I guess. So this is the SH Figuarts one, and that's how he looks next to Blastoise right there. He does stand taller. Alright, here we have him next to the SH Figuarts re-release of Charizard. Charizard is a little taller than Blastoise. I do feel like he should be a little bigger in scale overall, but it's okay. And here we have the original D-Arts Venusaur. So they haven't released a SH Figuarts Arts remix of Venusaur just yet. I don't even think they've announced it, but I'm sure it's coming. Anyways, I like this thing, man. I like Venusaur. They did a great job with it. And I hope they do release it for those who missed out, because I know this guy was going for a pretty penny. I don't know if he still is, but there he is next to the new Blastoise. And then definitely when you throw in Ash Ketchum in here, I do feel Blastoise is a little too short. Definitely, they didn't scale the Pokemons with the humans. So that's a thing. So I don't know if they're just trying to keep these on the cheap side, because even at this scale, they're going for $50 or $60 retail. Imagine if they were bigger. I would say Blastoise should be around the Majin Buu size for the Figuarts one. Those of you who don't know who Majin Buu is, he's a Dragon Ball Z character, and he is about this big. So yeah, I think Blastoise is a huge Pokemon, isn't he? I don't know, I could be wrong. I haven't watched Pokemon in a long time, but I know he's not this short. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys correct me down below. But definitely, seeing Ash next to these Pokemon figures, man, it makes me wish like they keep going with this line. Hopefully that people support it and we get a Misty or a Brock and some other Pokemons too down the line. Alright, and there you have it, guys. That is the review of the SH Figuarts Arts Remix Blastoise figure. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel for more content. That's everything I have to say about the figure in this review. As always, guys, have a great day. Bye.